Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here on a Friday in August. Is anybody even around? Have you all taken off? Just go to the beach, go to the mountains, take the day. Yeah, that's what Fridays in August are made for. I think that's like the definition of a Friday in August is you take off. Take off work, do something fun. So anyways, here we are. Now we have Table Topper week number 5 and Secret Lives of Color. What are we on? Oh, 55 double nickels. We're on the block 55 for Secret Lives. Now I'm going to do some stuff first and then we'll talk about the Table Topper because I will need to take this off the wall and put those blocks up. And so we'll do a bunch of stuff here first. So let's just first do the Secret Lives of Color. Our double nickel color is Kelly Green. Now this is a little bit more bluey than I was expecting. It's sort of leaning towards the turquoise a tiny bit. And so I decided on this fabric for mine, and I'm doing it in the little block because that's just where I felt I wanted that fabric to be for the colorations. Next color set, I will have it up on the wall. I'm just not going to switch the wall 3 times for today's video. That's too much. So so this is mine. So Kelly Green is all about the Irish. Oh yes, my lads, it's all about the Irish. So who's Irish? Raise your hand. So if you don't think you're Irish, you probably should check around a bit because everybody has a little Irish in them. Our last name of Sloan, S-L-O-A-N, is Irish. It came over a zillion years ago to be Greg's family. In my family, so my bloodlines, there is some Irish on my mother's side. We have lots of German too, but there's a little strain of Irish, which could explain my red-headed, fair-skinned Nana. I didn't get that red hair. I would have liked that red hair. I think so. Okay, so it goes through here a bit talking about St. Patrick and why and how green came to really be associated with the Irish. So it's a really fun story. It's a good read. I think you can all relate to it in some way. You've probably celebrated on St. Patrick's Day something. If not, you should. It's a lot of fun. All right, so for me, I am skipping around because of the size of blocks I'm doing. I can't sew this unit yet because I need the big block. This little one is actually coming down. I'm sorry, that's sewn. The little one will be coming over here to the next section, because to the next row. But that's just how I'm doing mine because of sort of switching where I'm putting fabric, what size blocks they're in, because I needed the next color to go in a big block because of what the fabric is. So you'll see that next time. So I've got everything sort of held together here for this row, and next week I'll be able to sew this row together. So that's kind of where I am on the Secret Lives. All right, let's talk about the Oh My Stars just for a minute, because apparently on Wednesday's video, I misspoke about how long we're going to be sewing this. I gave you like next year. I don't even know where that came from. I'm not saying the month again because I don't want you to think that. But we're doing this in August pretty much. That's why you're going to see it up here quite a bit, even though it's scheduled on the calendar for Wednesday. I am just going to be working on it. So I am looking at changing out and making the blue, the stars blue instead of orange, because as I said, I don't really think this is going to pop the way I want it to. Now, several people mentioned how light the aqua is. It is very, very light. I am actually even thinking about maybe removing this aqua totally. I don't care for that aqua against the border. This is going to be the border, and the star goes into the border, and that isn't just really doesn't do it for me. I mean, it'll show, but I don't really care for that. So I'm thinking of removing the aquas altogether. And I have a few others of the yellow, and of course I have the orange I will be in here now, but I'm going to switch to a blue. So I have 3 blues that I'm looking at for the stars. So I showed you one the other day, but I pulled 2 others. This one's like a little bit darker and a little more subdued in a way. This is a little brighter. See, you can even see that on camera. And then the one I showed you the other day, which is a little, it's kind of gives me the feel of this one, but it's lighter. I'm leaning towards this darker one, which will then be, from a distance, is going to read, you know, pretty solid. It'll be really strong, and it will look fabulous against the yellow. So that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to cut those up and see how they look, and so that'll be. So I'm going to cut those blue stars. I'll cut a square, and I'll cut the little points, and just fold them over and audition one star so I can be sure it's something I really like. Okay, now, okay, we're going to switch topics. So in September, there's a Jelly Roll Day, and it is September 17th. I don't know, it got started way many years ago when Meadow came out with jelly rolls. They came out with the pre-cut concept. They were pretty much the first to have, they pretty much invented what you see now as a pre-cut. So let me say it that way. They kind of invented what you see now. The charm packs, layer cakes, jelly rolls, and then whatever. Prior to that, there were pre-cuts. But they weren't sort of industry. They didn't sort of get to be a standard. They didn't get to be things people worked with all the time. So what's happened as an industry, the pre-cuts really spoke to people. People really love them. You quilters really love them. And so that means it became standard, so that no matter what manufacturer you're getting it from, a layer cake is the same size square, which is 10 inch, and the same number in the package, which is 42. That way, me as a designer, I can design a pattern and you can use any layer cake because it's now an industry standard. You do need to double check because sometimes a quilt shop will cut one and they may not follow the standard. And so you need to always do your due diligence and verify what you're purchasing, particularly if you're purchasing online, that it's cut by somebody else, not from a manufacturer, not from Benartex like my fabric company, or Moda, or Andover, or whoever. All right, so the 17th is Jelly Roll Day, and I wanted to show you a couple jelly rolls because I found three of them kind of, but two of them are on a really good sale. So if you like them, you should get the jelly rolls now. And a jelly roll are 2.5 inch strips. And they're 42 in the package, and they're width of fabric. So they're like, a 2.5 inch strip by, 41 to 42 inches, depending on the fabric line and manufacturer. So this one is called Sunday Stroll, and it has the whites, the reds, the aquas, and some pops of black. This one's really pretty. And if you go to my website today, I will have one of those little photos that shows the fabrics laid out. The other one that's on a good sale, now these two are on a good sale right now at the Fat Quarter Shop. And this is Line Work by Tula Pink. Do you remember I showed you the quilt on Wednesday from summer camp, where it was done with line work with all the teal and the black and the white, and then it had a pops of purple that was added, so you can see like some fabric has colorations in there. That's the line work. Another one that's is a little bit of a sale is Sister Bay. And Sister Bay is, I just love this. I am thinking of using this one. I'm actually thinking I might end up with 2 jelly rolls for that day. I might do one in advance and then one actually on the day. Like do a little bit more advanced pattern before, and then on the day a really easy pattern. But isn't that pretty? Look at that. And there's companion fabrics. There's, why I have this, I don't know, but here's some, I have a lot of it because I thought it was so cool. Here's some of the charm packs, so you could do an Oh My Stars. And then I actually bought some of the fabrics. I don't know how much of the fabrics are still there, which ones are there, but look at this. Look how cool that is with the text and everything. There's a lighthouse. Yeah, I had to have this. Had to have it. I also got those. I did get these a little while ago. So I'm thinking at least I'm going to use this one. And then there's a new line coming out that is not available yet, but it's on their website. You can pre-order, I think, maybe a reserve thing that sends you, an email once it comes in. But it is called Wild Meadow. Look at this. Look. It's got the purples with that pop of gold. That's that kind of old gold. I love that color. Then the deep, deep purples. And I got this solid plum to go with it. Now that one is not out yet, so maybe it'll come in time. Originally, I picked it because it was supposed to be in on time, but I just checked today when I started the video and it wasn't in yet. So those 4, I wanted you to have a heads up, because if you like them, you can get them on sale. So that's always a good thing. That's always helpful. And then 2 other things I want to show you, and then we'll start talking table toppers. No, yeah, 2 other things to start table toppers. Okay, so I got the shark teeth fabric. Do you remember I was talking about this one? This is a K facet. It came in a couple of colors, but I got the blue and the white. Isn't that cool? Oh, look, just look, look, look. I don't know. I just love it. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. Don't ask. Okay, the other thing is I haven't shown you any of the panels lately. These seasonal panels. What is wrong with me? I did some earlier and then they just fell off my radar. So this is a panel. It says August, but I think it's a back to school panel. Whoops. So I think, it's appropriate into September, because it depends on where you are when you go back to school, but it is so cute. Wouldn't this be cute for a teacher's classroom? Look how darling that is. Just look. And then this is the yardage that comes with it that you could use for the backing, or if you wanted to make some piece blocks around it to make it a little bit bigger, or a border. Isn't that darling? So I will link you here at Facebook and over at, I'm here at Facebook, here at YouTube, and over at my website today. I will also show the link in Facebook when I do the links over there. But that's a really cute panel. So if you are looking to create something like that, you can get that done up. I think I might, well, I'm not think I'm going to quilt that one, but I think for the next one, which is the fall one, I will quilt just the panel part and put it on my front door and switch that out, because I still have like a summer red, white, and blue one up there right now. Okay, and one other thing, when our Sloan Zone bag, which, I didn't bring it over here. Hold on. So here is the bag that was filled with all kinds of goodies that went out to Connie, who said she really liked the tea towel from Kate Spain that had the hot cocoa on it. She says it was warm and cozy. And so she's been notified, and that bag is ready to go to her. It was filled with all kinds of fun stuff that Kate put in there, and including a tea towel of Kate's and some goodies from me. So remember, this is something you can get in the Sloan Zone. The link is down below and always at my website store page. Okay, now it's time to do the table topper quilt along for week 5. So give me a minute and I will take this down. What I'm going to do is stack them by the columns, because I only have to make 8 stacks instead of 10 stacks if I did rows. So I'm going to do columns, and then I will show you the quilt from the book, and we'll make the block. So our next block is coming from the flower stand project in the Tantalizing Table Topper book, and this one is inspired by a trip I made to Florida, where we went to a farmer's market, and they had these glorious flowers at the entrance, of course, that you could buy and take home. They were wonderful. Also, I want you to see the quilting on this one that my friend Cindy did. Isn't that incredible? It's so good. All right, so we're going to go on the other side of the table and make the block for our sampler. So the flower stand is on page 21 in your book, and here it is again, because I want to look at it up close so you can sort of examine the color combinations and think about that for what you're doing for your fabrics that you've picked for your quilt. So in this table runner, which is some French General fabric, if you're wondering the fabric designer, so I've got 4 different fabrics. 1, 2, 3, 4. So half of this is done with 4 fabrics. And then each of these are the same. Same with the yellow, there's 4 fabrics. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on a half, that is how many fabrics are in there. So, and then the background is this aqua. I use the same dark color to really focus your eye in on the center, and then an alternating red to red, yellow to yellow. So that's how, and then there's 2 red and 1 yellow for the runner. Now how I'm going to build this for the sampler is we're just doing 1 block. So I want to have the same sort of feel, but I think I'm going to go a slightly different route. I mean, I could go like this. I could take 4, which might blend a bit much. If I alternated them like this, you can get some definition. Maybe could have pulled in, let's push this over there. Maybe you could pull in like the bigger print and like this, something like that. But and that would be really nice, but I want to use the solids. That stretches our fabric, and I want to bring in this nice juicy pink color. So if I just replaced one of them, it's not going to be balanced. When I do these flowers, you would just have these 2 pops, and I don't think that's going to be so good. I want to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so that I'll get like a pinwheel in each one of them with this solid. So I think I will go with the prints that have more action on them. So I will use the pink with this, and then the pink with the other one. So there'll be sets of them, and then this pink should make kind of a pinwheel in each flower petal. Now for the center part, I could go a couple ways with that. I have the stripe, so I could use the stripe, but I'm thinking I would like to use green. So if I use the green here, then in the middle, I really want to bring the solid in and bring some of that yellow. Get a nice yellow pop to the middle. And my background is the cream from Birdsong. So this is the combination I'm going to do. But what I will do first is the flower petals. I will do all those and then take a look at the green and the yellow to see if I still like it before I sew it on. So here are the 4 blocks, which look really, really good. They're going to be a bit more of a pop than the original, and I think that's great because we're just doing one of them for the sampler, so you can play around, do something a little different. So I thought I'd first show you what the stripe looks like. So I'm going to mock it up. I don't need to cut it. I'm just going to use a square, kind of make the fabric into a square, and then this would be the yellow in the middle. Now I think that's just, remember, like all of these have to be folded. I mean, not folded, you're going to have to do cut and sew and flips here. You're going to have sew and flips out here to make this shape of the petals. So there, let me just do a couple more. So here is what we're going for. This is how it will look. Yeah, right? So you can really see the flower now. Okay, so the stripe is okay, but I think it doesn't give that pop that I want. So I will go to the green. Let me fold that in the middle. And then would be the yellow center like that. So it's the proportions aren't quite right with the folded, but it's close. It gives me an idea, and that's it. This is it. So just with one flower, I just love, love, love using that pink in there to give it a pop. Okay, now I'm going to sew this up. Oops. I forgot, I got excited and I sewed all those pinwheels together, but in the book you're actually doing all the sew and flips. Let me show you. You're doing all those sew and flips like this with the individual half square triangles, not sewn into the pinwheel like this. You know, but I got excited because I wanted to see what the pinwheel looked like. I think it's going to work out. I will show you when we're done because it doesn't matter for these 3. The middle one, it might just look a tad different, but I don't think it's going to look that different. So we'll see, because this is how I'm going to do mine, which is not like I wrote it. Oh, sorry. Got excited. There it is. I love it. It looks so different than the original, and that is what I was going for. Something with a lot of playfulness, happy flowers, that kind of feeling, and really popping that pink in there and alternating it turned out well. And the middle, sewing it the other way, of course, works just as well as doing it like the pattern in the book. Sorry, I got so excited. I wanted to make the pinwheels. Okay, so I like that it has that stronger pinwheel feeling than you see with the original, which is a softer, you know, so there they are side by side. Okay, so let's put it up on its position. It will be on the left side in about the middle. So there you go. Now and you can go to my website today, I'll have a straight on photo of them all together. So there are, you can, after next week, you'll be able to sew that left side and attach it to the middle, which will be great. So I'm going to be attaching mine as I go along, so that by the end it's together, and I don't have to go back and figure out a setting, because I'm going to use the cream background for mine. All right, my friend, this was a wonderful, wonderful Friday to spend with you. Have fun making your project. Maybe you'll even make a flower stand table runner to end out August. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.